Hi everyone, welcome to WW Designs. It's Nikki here, and this channel is where I share my love of all things paper crafting. And today we have episode 26 for my series 30 Ways to Decorate a Junk Journal. You can have a look at the playlist JJJ30 if you want to see how I made the journal and all the fabulous things we've added to it so far. And of course, the goal is to keep costs to a minimum using things we have or things we can get hold of freely. Now, we have another freebie that we are going to play with today. There's a very good chance, if you have been junk journaling for a while, that you may have heard of Vectoria Designs. They have a YouTube channel and an Etsy store. These people pump out kits like it was going out of fashion. And if you ever need a kit of whatever theme you might think of, I can guarantee you they've probably got one in their store. Now, I have signed up to their mailing list for two reasons. Number one, every time they release a new kit, they offer a very heavy discount for purchase within the first few days. And then the other thing they do is, I don't know if it's once a week, but whenever, every now and then, they send you a freebie you can download. Now, this freebie actually had 3 other sheets. There was 2 that were actual junk journal pages, and one that was some very elaborate journaling cards. This is the ephemera sheet of the kit, and that's what we're going to be playing with today. I'm going to do a spread in my journal using this delightful freebie and just a few other little bits and pieces from my stash. But you don't need to sit and watch me fussy cut. So what I'm going to do is I will do the prep for all this, because I'm sort of changing a few things around. And when that's done, we'll put the page together on camera. I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I have done all my prep work. I fussy cut everything out. I left this as a simple print on photocopy paper, and this one as well. All of these I backed onto a grocery bag. I find it's just a really good thickness. It turns these into something a lot more solid, but it doesn't add too much bulk. So don't throw out your grocery bags. They're great for backing things like this. Now, this one here, of course, was way too long for the width of my journal, because my journal is quite slim. So I cut it into 2 bits and turned it into 2 pieces of ephemera. I did stamp the word grow on here, and I did ink around all the edges. So now we need to do something with all of this. So let's just move these aside, and we're going to use this center spread spot here. It's a bit tough, this one, because it's getting very thick, but we're going to do the best we can. And I wonder if I should grab a book. Let me do that quickly. If we grab an old book. Is that, no, that's too high. Let's get something not quite so thick. Maybe this one here. Let's try this one. That might, yeah, no, that's almost a bit too much as well. Hang on a minute. I'm just trying to get this a little bit flatter. Okay, we'll work with this for now and see how we go. Now, first things first, I want to glue down this image here. So we're going to start from here and we're going to build our way up. So let me grab my glue. I hope you're all well. It's a beautiful, sunny, very warm day here in southeast Queensland. Look, you can actually see some sun here today. We've had so much wet weather, it's just been awful, but very grateful for some sun. Means a little bit less humidity too, which is pleasant. Okay, so let's get this down. Now we just want to try and make sure we keep our little strings out of the way, and I want to get this right over to the edge as much as possible, but it's a torn edge. That's about the best I can do. And look at that, it just fits. I knew I was going to come close. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is create some sort of background, because this is sort of a little bit boring. And ideally what I would have loved is a stencil that looks like bricks. And I thought I had one, but I do not. But I've come up with a solution. This one here, it's just odd rectangles. I think that's going to look close enough to bricks for what I want to do, just to create a little bit of background. So we might put our little protective baking paper down just so that we don't end up stenciling on anything around the edges. Okay, are we in screen? Yes. And then we're going to add some bricks. Now, this is not, as you can see, this is a little bit difficult because this side is so heavy and dense, but it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to use some vintage photo and a brush. Look, this doesn't have to look perfect, but I just want to try and create something for the background. Sort of, you know, garden shed sort of vibes. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to give it a go and see. There we go. Now we want to try and get down the edge here a bit. Oh, look, that's not too bad. I don't mind that. Now, the question is, can we get down in the center here? Maybe if we just press down like that, that might do the trick. Oh, I think that will work. Look, we're not building the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We are just trying to add a little bit of background. Don't need to come down too far because all that's going to be hidden by the pocket. So now we need to try and move up a little bit here. Let's see if we sort of line this up. Again, we're not trying to be perfect, even though for me that's very difficult. But, oh, that works okay. We might just put a little bit down the bottom here, because you will sort of see around the edge down here. There we go. And then the other thing I would like to try and do, don't know if this is going to work though, I'm going to use a Q-tip and I want to try and see if I can just get a few just to soften this edge of where, oh, that's too dark. Okay, all right, that didn't quite work. The idea was good, but that's too dark. So we might just use a bit of that instead, because that's too dark. I don't like that. So we might put a tiny bit around the bottom edge here. Well, it was a good idea while it lasted, but never mind. That's okay. You don't know unless you try, hey? Okay, I think that will do. That looks a lot more interesting than simple craft style lined paper. Okay, so the next thing we have to do, actually I can probably remove these now, just makes it all a little bit easier. We are going to add our pocket. Now, this one, I have actually glued these down just to give it a bit of strength. You are supposed to just glue this part down onto the page and then you can get right into the edge, but I don't want to add any more bulk than I have to. And because I did just print this out on copy paper, not cardstock, because I thought, oh my gosh, if everything's on cardstock, it will be way too thick. But at least this will give the edges some strength. So let's just start with this. Okay, down we go. Make sure that's close to the edge as possible. Just press that down for a couple of seconds. Make sure that holds nicely. There we go. Now, this one here, I thought I might put these cute little boots down here and just cover up this little bench. Don't think we need that. So that can just go down there into the corner. Okay, there we go. And of course, once this is dry, we will add our layer of journaling cards, even this cute little mini one. So we just need to let that dry for a few minutes. Right, so the next thing we want to do, I want to use this welcome sign and just pop that up over here. So it's welcome to my garden type arrangement. I love it. And then I found this in my stash and I'm going to add it in there. It's not too bold and bright, so it won't take away from all the lovely blues and things we have going on here, but it will just sort of put a bit of something up in that corner, which I think we need. So why don't we just pop that in there? That can just fill that space a little bit so it doesn't look too empty. And then of course pop our journaling cards in and have a look at that. That's a gorgeous little trio of journaling cards. I would have happily turned this into another pocket if I had a bigger journal, but sometimes you've just got to think outside the box. And in this case, my narrow page has 3 gorgeous journaling spots in a pocket, and that is simply a wonderful freebie, and I love how that turned out. Again, keeping things very simple, but love how it worked. I have put a link to Vectoria Designs sign up page so that you can join their mailing list if you don't already receive their emails. Definitely worth it for fabulous discounts on new releases and freebies. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments box below. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, I would love it if you did. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It just helps my channel to grow. And until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye for now.